This is the new Sigma 90mm F2.8 short telephoto lens. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. In this video I'll share my first impressions on the brand new Sigma 90mm F2.8 short telephoto lens. This is a brand new lens and this becomes available for you guys to buy on the 24th of September 2021, so in about 2 weeks. And because this lens is not even yet available officially, this lens is obviously not mine. This is on loan from Sigma Nordic. And I'd like to say one more time, big thanks to them for letting me borrow this lens so I can make this video for you guys. So this is a 90mm short telephoto lens with a maximum aperture of f2.8, and this becomes available for the Sony E mount and also for the L mount. And I shot all my test pictures on my own Sony A7C camera body. This lens belongs to Sigma's contemporary I-series of prime lenses. The exterior looks similar to other I-series prime lenses and the build quality feels very nice indeed. The exterior is all metal and even the included lens hood is made of metal, and there is a rubber seal around the mount, so this lens is partially weather sealed as well. Other than that, this lens doesn't have many extra features, but there is the aperture ring with the third of a stop clicks and a focus mode switch on the side of the lens. You can't de-click the aperture ring, so for some video shooters that might be a downside. For me it doesn't matter. I like the aperture ring a lot and the clicks are nice and firm, and the ring adds to the user experience and makes the lens very nice to use in my opinion. And if you turn the aperture ring to the A position, then you can control the aperture from your camera if you prefer to do so. But if you want to use P or S modes, you don't have to turn the ring all the way to the A position. The camera can take over the control of the aperture even if it's set at any of the aperture values if you turn your camera to P or S mode. The optical construction is 11 elements in 10 groups, and that includes 5 special elements and 1 spherical element. So this is quite a complex design for such a lens. I mean, in the old days, these short telephotos, especially the ones with such a modest maximum aperture, they used to be quite simple designs, for example 5 elements in 4 groups or something similar. This lens is also compatible with the Sigma dock, but that is only available for the L mount. With the dock you can customize some functions and features on Sigma lenses, but I'm not sure exactly which features or functions you can customize on this specific lens. But anyway, if you own the Sigma dock, then you can customize something with this lens. The filter size is 55mm and this E-mount version weighs in around 346 grams with a hood. Without the hood it's just under 300 grams. And this is quite a compact lens. It's about the same size as any standard 50mm lens for full frame cameras, and this is a full frame lens. With such a complex optical design and relatively modest maximum aperture, my expectations regarding the optical performance were really high. And Sigma says every lens goes through Sigma's proprietary MTF measurements before it leaves the factory. And once again, Sigma did not disappoint. This lens is super sharp at every aperture, even wide open. When you stop down, you mainly gain more depth of field, but not so much more sharpness because this lens is so sharp already at wide open aperture. But of course, like with every lens, you will gain a little bit more sharpness when you stop down just a little bit, and the sweet spot of this lens is from about f4 to f8. But something like f11 and even f16 are really usable if you need a lot of depth of field. There are 9 aperture blades in here, and the bokeh, in my opinion, looks really nice and smooth in pretty much every situation. It's just nice and soft and not too distracting. I also can't see any chromatic aberrations, and this lens seems to be a pretty solid optical performer. However, I was a little bit surprised how much a native pincushion distortion this lens has and how much it relies on software correction. That is normal these days. Almost every new lens for mirrorless cameras relies on software corrections more or less, but I was just surprised in this case because usually these short telephoto lenses don't have that much distortions even without any software corrections. And I know some of you are thinking it's cheating to design a lens like this, a lens that relies on software corrections, but like I said, it's pretty normal these days, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as the optical performance is not visibly degraded because of that. The minimum focusing distance is 0.5 meters, which is a pretty good minimum focusing distance for a non-macro 90mm lens, and this lens is good for some nice and tight close-ups if necessary. The autofocus, at least when mounted on a Sony camera body, works really well. It's fast and accurate, and also all the focus modes like subject tracking or face tracking work really well. Also for video, as you can see in this simple video test clip that I shot on my Sony a7C camera. So all in all, I think this is a very nice short telephoto lens. It's well built, partially weather sealed, it's really sharp, and nothing much to complain here. Some of you probably would like to have a little bit brighter maximum aperture, but that would make this lens bigger and probably also more expensive. And Sigma has other options for those of you who want more or better, faster maximum aperture. The price of this lens is going to be around 690 euros or around 639 US dollars, depending on where you live. And like I said, this becomes available on the 24th of September 2021, so in about 2 weeks from now. This kind of a short telephoto is suitable for all kinds of photography, and a lens like this or something similar definitely belongs in every photographer's toolkit. And I would highly recommend this lens for anyone looking for a compact, sharp, well-built short telephoto lens. And I almost forgot. Thanks, and see you in the next one.